Welcome to Search Talk Live with search engine optimization and marketing experts Robert O'Haver and Caleb McKelvin, powered by the Robert Palmer family of companies.
All right. Welcome back to STL. This is Robert, and with me is Caleb McKelvin. Caleb, how's it going?
Yo, going good, man.
Yeah.
Going good. I'm freaking stuffed. we had a little Thanksgiving lunch at the office today, and I can't move now.
Yeah.
So
lethargic.
Yeah, but I'm excited. We got the show. We got an awesome show today. So I'm waking back up.
Yeah. So those of you tuning in for the first time, Search Talk Live, we do everything to do with digital marketing, and we broadcast all over the world.
Yep.
We are popular for some reason. We're popular in Australia, the UK,
some
India,
reason it's
all
because we're
over.
awesome. That's why.
But we talk about social media, content marketing, a lot of SEO. We try to cover it all and give a flavor for everybody that listens. And we try to give you good tips and advice on how to make your business grow online or other people's business. If you're an agency or whatever, we're here to help you out. And we answer questions. So if you have questions, you can go on Twitter and type hashtag Search Talk Live with your questions during the show, and we will answer your questions live on the air.
Yes.
Today, we're going to be talking some more SEO.
Yeah, man. We got an awesome show today talking SEO. Use hashtag Search Talk Live on Twitter. Get your questions in, or you can email us if you would like to. If that suits your fancy, my goodness, go ahead and do it.
Yeah, that's Robert at Search Talk Live and Caleb at Search Talk Live.
Yep, absolutely. No, we have a fantastic show today. If you're just tuning in, we really appreciate you listening. For those who have been with us for a lot of the journey, thank you. We appreciate your support.
I was just looking at Sprecher. We busted a quarter of 25,000 plays of our show, and 3,100, almost 3,200 followers.
Yeah, man,
on Sprecher. That's
awesome.
Amazing. Yeah,
definitely appreciate everybody. Listen to us on Sprecher. Download us on iHeart. I'm not on iHeart, iTunes. Listening to us on iHeart.
Yeah.
And make sure you visit searchtalklive.com as well.
Yeah, go sign up for our newsletter, because we give out free stuff. We give out discounts from listeners. You name it. I mean, you get the up and coming shows. Yeah, I mean,
great stuff.
Some great things. I mean, even our sponsor is offering 20% off if you go to prunderground.com and sign up there to send out some newsletters.
If you haven't tried that yet, go try it.
Yeah,
just try it. Definitely worth your time.
Yeah, I encourage you to do that. But how about our guest today?
Yeah, man, we have an awesome show today. I'm extremely excited. Joining us all the way from France, we have the CEO of OnCrawl, Mr. François Goube. François, how you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. We know it's late there. We really appreciate you taking the time out and sharing your knowledge and experiences with us and our listeners. So thank you. If you could, just kind of, for those who might not know you or know your background, just take a minute to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about OnCrawl.
Yeah, okay. Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me. So hello, guys. Hello, SEO folks. I'm François Goube. I'm the CEO and founder of OnCrawl, which is an analytics SEO platform built on top of a powerful SEO crawler and a log analyzer. And I'm also known for being the French Majestic ambassador because, as you may have noticed, I'm French, and so in advance, excuse my accent.
What accent?
Yeah, it's been 15 years. I'm in the search industry, primarily as an SEO consultant and as a job search engine owner. And SEO is part of my life, since Hotbot and Alta Vista. So I hope I could share with you some nice tricks and insights today.
Nice.
Very nice.
So today we're going to talk about mastering your workflow, right, with the SEO?
Yeah, right. We're going to talk about how we can use our own website's data to take better SEO decisions.
Okay.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, let's go ahead and jump in.
Yeah.
So kind of where I wanted to start, Francois, is, I think there's a lot of there's a lot of shiny objects out there for those who maybe haven't been in the SEO industry for a long time or just starting to learn it, and they're finding your basic SEO, your technical SEO, it's not necessarily sexy because, a lot of people may not know how it's going to necessarily help your efforts and what you're trying to do. Do you feel as though people kind of need to get back to the basics, to the fundamentals, and really understand how that's going to impact your strategy, and how can they do that, or what do they need to be doing to really kind of enhance those skills?
Well, I think when you're tackling SEO, your SEO plan, your basics are your content first. So you need to know what kind of messages you want to push out there. You have your link profile as well, because you need to have some backlinks to rank, and then you need to have a proper website. You need to have a well-organized content. You need to have a kind of structure within your pages, within your internal linking architecture. So these you can name it technical SEO, because you want Google to perfectly index your pages, to visit your pages frequently, so that they can index your new content very fast. So you need those basics to be very solid, and you need to avoid any kind of mistakes, because it might be very hard to get your voice being spread all over the internet if you're not doing your SEO right.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. And kind of to expand on that, I'm a big fan of Gary Vaynerchuk and everything that he's doing. I'm a Vayniac, or whatever they call him. I love the content that he's put out. But some of them, you hear that, well, all I need is that strong presence, telling my story. It's not about SEO. It's about, getting out there in the right places and stuff like that, which is part of that. But what would you say to those individuals who that's all that they want to do? That's all that they want to buy into, and kind of shy away from everything else?
Well, the first thing I would say is that it's very cool to have something to say first,
yeah.
And so good for you guys. But you need to understand that if you look at all the traffic sources of several websites or all websites over the world, SEO, organic traffic will count within 30% to 60 or 70% of your traffic. So even if you are very good at social media, even if you're very good at paid advertising, these kind of channels are somehow limited. So you need to understand that SEO is very important in your acquisition strategy. So you need to do a good job at SEO. It's a must do for any website's owner.
Yeah, absolutely.
Completely agree.
Yeah,
completely agree. Absolutely.
Now, if you can just get the content writers on board with the SEO, they could be dangerous,
right?
The
whole team, actually.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's kind of dive into our main focus, our main topic, and that's kind of how to build your SEO plan, how to unlock your website's data, and how you can really use that to take, your online efforts, your business, your whole strategy to the next level. When we talk about your website's data, Francois, kind of break that down for us. What is it, and what should you be finding?
Well, as you're operating some kind of CMS, you probably have a few data within your CMS. If it's WordPress, if it's Joomla, even if you're using Magento or PrestaShop, all content management systems will give you some nice piece of data first. The second thing is your analytics data. You want to monitor how you're doing in terms of traffic. So chances are you already installed Google Analytics, for instance. So you have several type of data from there. The other thing is that you have your Search Console. So you have access to again, nice piece of data. But the main thing here is that the Search Console data is not exhaustive, and it might not be up to date. So you need to go further. And even if you think you perfectly manage your content and your architecture, your faceted navigation on your website, if you don't use a tool to check it, it's just theory. So you need to use a crawler. You can use Screaming Frog. Everyone use it, but you can also use an advanced crawler like OnCrawl, which will fetch any of your pages and will retrieve any piece of content and all of your HTML code, so that it will compute all metrics from each ranking factor. So you can check either your internal LinkedIn structure, you can check your H1, your H2, your titles. You can go very far with this type of tool. For instance, we used to build semantic algorithm at OnCrawl. So we added several layers for a better analysis of your content. We were the first, and I think we're still the only ones to have an internal near duplicates detector. And Google is hating near duplicates because he does not know which page to rank if you have duplicated pages. So it's a first step to get into more detailed data, more accurate data about your website. And as I mentioned it previously, as we are all human beings, and we are making mistakes by adding some contents, by copy pasting bad content. You can't rely on theory. You need to proofread your website with a tool. And when you have thousands or millions of pages on your website, it's impossible as a human. So you need a bot to do it. So the first thing to do is to check your website with a crawler, so that you can get some nice data. And then once you've done that, you can access and you can plug data such as your analytics to determine which zone of your website are getting SEO traffic, which pages are performing well. You can pay attention to your bounce rate, the time spent on pages, measure your user experience, and you can use all these type of data to take better SEO decisions. Mm-hmm. And the last thing is that I'm deeply convinced that when you're trying to get your SEO on track, I think you can't do SEO now if you don't keep an eye within your log files. And let me explain that a little bit. For those of you guys that are not aware about what is a log file, Well, when a device is connected to your website, when your browser is fetching a page, when your mobile is accessing a web page, there is a little line written on your server located in your log files. So there is the clue of anything that is occurring on your website. And when Google bots are fetching your pages, then you have a line where you can spot that Googlebot has fetched page B on the 24th of November your page took 1.5 seconds to load. You have all these type of data. So within your logs, you can track how Googlebots is behaving on your pages. Wow. So with that type of overview, you get a 360 view of your website's data. Right. You get your analytics. You get how your website is behaving in theory with the crawler, and you can check how Google is interpreting your pages as well. So this is how you can unlock your website's data. And then you can plug many other sources like from Magento, which pages are selling a lot of products, which type of pages are generating more repeat businesses. So you can be very accurate and dig down into some type of page groups to take the finest decisions for each part of your website.
Very good. I think we got to take a break here for our sponsorship. You give us 1 second here.
Sure.
Online PR is something every company should take advantage of because it creates buzz around your business. Press releases are a great way for your company to announce new product launches, company milestones, new partnerships, or even up-and-coming events. The hard part is knowing which press release distribution service to use that has an effective distribution at a price that fits your budget. Well, I have the answer. For as little as $39, PRUnderground.com guarantees your press releases to be on Google News, digitaljournal.com, social media outlets, and an additional 50 websites and blogs. PR Underground was ranked number 2 in user satisfaction out of all the other press release sites by G2 Crowd. This is one of the tools I recommend you add to your marketing tool belt for PR, marketing, and SEO at a price any company can afford. Go to PRUnderground.com. That's PRUnderground.com and send out your next press release. Enter the code SearchTalkLive and get 20% off your first press release.
All right. Yes, let's go to PRUnderground.com. Use SearchTalkLive as your code. Get 20% off. Like I said, we said it before. If you haven't tried it out, now is a great time to try it out, get that little discount. And we are also sponsored by the Robert Palmer family of companies. You can go to robertpalmercompanies.com, check out everything they have to offer. A lot of cool stuff. We are joined by our special guest today, the CEO and founder of OnCrawl, François Goube. We really appreciate him joining us today. Make sure you go to Twitter, get your questions in using hashtag SearchTalkLive. Now, François, I feel like if we can kind of take a step back to what you were just kind of covering, because I feel like you just gave us a very awesome tip on how we can really unlock some serious data from our website, because it seems as though when I talk to a lot of people, they're only scratching the surface. And while they're able to do a little bit with that, they're really not able to really kind of do what they need to get maximum results. And so if you could just kind of how can we access, you might have covered it a little bit. I was trying to follow along as best I could. How can we access that information, the log file? What can we do to really get that and unlock all that? If you could kind of cover that, kind of where we can get that information.
Yeah, sure. We talked previously of several tools to do this. First is using a crawler. like OnCrawl, for instance.
Okay.
You can have your some piece of data from your analytics. You can use your log files, which are located in on your server, where you can track Google bots behavior.
Okay.
And there are several ways to use your log files. When you open it, it's like chances are you will have a big headache because it's very hard to understand and to get some cool insights.
Right.
So, but if you have a very small website, chances are you can do it with a little work with a spreadsheet. But if you are doing some nice amount of traffic and if you have a lot of pages, Google will probably fetches a lot of times per day your pages. So it might be very big as a log file. So there are several ways to access and to read your log files. The first one is to use some open source software like ELK, Elasticsearch, Logstash, Kibana, which will help you index and have some first layers of data visualizations to help you understand what is in your logs. On this point, we made at OnCrawl we made a fork of ELK tailored for SEOs, so that it's very easy to install. It's just a one-click install using Docker Compose, Docker component. It's very easy, and we added a few configuration settings so that you will access very quickly to what matters to an SEO. The number of times Google is fetching your pages, the crawl frequency, all your SEO traffic, your number of active pages, because we retry from the log files what are the pages that are generating traffic. So as it's open source, it's up to you guys to use it. You can download it from our website, OnCrawl.com, because we are deeply convinced that as we are living in a kind of SEO renaissance, like what Mike King is saying in several speeches a few months ago, Mike King from iPullRank, as we are living in a technical SEO renaissance, we need to get our technical SEO on top of our priorities, and so we need to democratize the use of log files. So as we are convinced of that, we try to make it available for everyone by open sourcing that type of things. And we are operating a SaaS software as a service version of our log file analyzer, where we are going a little bit further. So with that type of solution, you just have to upload your logs, just retrieve your logs from your server and upload it on our own, and let the magic happen. You don't have to configure anything. Our app is smarter enough to understand which type of logs you are uploading, and we will clean it to get the data we need, so that you will access some beautiful data visualization that are very actionable, so that you will spot your main SEO problems within your logs very, very quickly.
Yeah, very cool. I'm actually looking at it right now.
Yeah,
Looks like a very neat tool, and something that can very user friendly. Can kind of gather that data for you.
A lot of visuals.
Yeah,
which is great.
very cool, very cool. Now, some of our listeners might be thinking, because we have a wide range of just getting started out to people have been doing it for a long time, but kind of for our audience who might not understand or might be thinking, okay, well, I have this data, how can I prioritize it, or what do I need to tackle first, or how can I what's the process after that? That's kind of where the real skill comes in as an SEO, is you gather the data. I think the big struggle with a lot of them is that, okay, how do I apply that? How do I take what I'm learning and apply it, or how can I even prioritize this? Do you have any kind of like insight or tips or information that can kind of help somebody who might be struggling with that?
Yeah, sure. I think the first thing here is that as an SEO, you need to spend your time analyzing and building some strategy. So you don't have to spend time gathering the data. So we try to make it very, very simple for you to access these type of data. And the thing here is that you need to understand that as we are tracking what Google bots are doing within your website, as we have the data from our crawler, we know what piece of code you have on your page, what piece of content you have on your page, so that when you are combining those two data sets, this is very magical, because you're unlocking the major search engines black boxes, because for each ranking factor, we can track how Google bot is behaving. So for instance, we can help you spot how many words you need on your product pages to get them indexed by Google quickly, or how many words you need to put on your pages depending of your topic, how many words you need to add on your product pages to get a page being active. An active page for us is a page generating SEO traffic. Mm-hmm. So, and for each ranking factor, number of links, the depth of a particular page or a particular group of page, your loading time, each ranking factor, we can spot it, and we can understand how Google bot is behaving in front of each ranking factor, so that you know which ranking factor is which ranking factor matters most in front of Google's eyes. So, and you need to understand that we are not all born equal, because if your website is very popular, if you have a great trust flow, for instance, Google might not treat your website the same way than a newly born website with spammy content. So, and it's the same with regarding your topics. Google, for instance, if I'm taking the number of words on your pages, if you are a classifieds website, Google is very smart, and he knows that you can't do a lot of unique content if you are talking about flat to rent in New York, because there are a lot of flat to rent in New York, right? So the number of words won't matter a lot if you are a classified website. That's what we are doing. That's what we are seeing regarding the data for our 300 clients. But if you are a publisher, or if you are a niche e-commerce player, number of words might be a great factor to work on, because it might have a lot of impact in terms of crawl frequency, for instance. Loading time can behave differently depending on your topic and the size of your website as well. So with those combined analysis between your crawl data set and your log data sets, you can understand which ranking factor can have the best impact, so that you can prioritize which ranking factor to rank to work on first, and so that you can build a reliable SEO roadmap for any part of your website. And let me just add something here is that if you are looking at your analytics data as well, which you can plug in into OnCrawl, you can, for instance, check for your active pages. What are the common characteristics of active pages? Let's say your brand pages. For your brand pages, what are the main characteristics? For your product pages, what are the main characteristics? For your blog pages, what are the main characteristics? So you can define on-page metrics to have to get all your pages active. Mm-hmm. So you need to spot which amount of words you need to have, how many HN tags you need to use, how many in-links you need to add on a particular set of pages, so that you can make them boost their internal popularity, so that you can put them in search engine result pages. Mm-hmm. So for each part of your SEO daily routine, you will have some reliable explanation, and you will be able to take smart decisions, and so that you can have your roadmap written, and you know what to do. Yeah. You have to go where the wind blows. You know what to do.
Yeah. Well, that's actually huge information, because you might be focusing on certain aspects, even if you're just judging from your competition. It's like, okay, well, on their product pages, they have a lot of content, maybe that's something I need to do, when in fact, that's not going to have that much of an impact. So that's huge information to have, and being able to actually, have an action plan that's going to produce results. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and you're right, saying that you might be smart by calling your competitors to check how many words they are using on their product pages.
Right.
And you can't do it hand by hand. So just unleash a crawler on their website, and you will get their data as well. So it might help you know where to put the cursor on these type of metrics.
Yeah. Very nice. So let's talk about ranking factors for a second. One that I always like to bring up is links, of course. And you hear individuals talk about, well, you don't have to build links, though they are a ranking factor. You don't have to, don't build links, just get them naturally, and, just do it over time. When we hear two things, links are, one of the major ranking factors. Don't build links. Links are one of the major ranking factors that's going to help boost, your presence online, but don't build links. What's your approach to link building and earning those links for your website that's actually going to have an SEO benefit for you?
Well, if you look at Google patterns, it's all about links, all about scoring the popularity or the authority of a page based on the link graph. So you can't say that you don't need to build links. You need it. It's built-in within. It's in Google's DNA. So you need to have some links to get found, mm-hmm. And you need to get links to build your trust, your authority. So you need it, but Google became, with Penguin, big updates like that. I don't know if you remember back in 2010, there were something called a Mayday update, mm-hmm. and they became very smart to spot bad links. Google is like a teacher. You get good points. If someone is putting a link to your website, you get 1 point, and the more links you get, the more points you get. So the best grade you are getting. You need to understand that Google became smarter at understanding what a quality link means. I think SEOs should pay attention to the quality of links and not only the number of links, because we are seeing newly born websites with just a few links from newspapers, for instance, because they are doing a very good job at PR. They are getting very authoritative backlinks, and they are ranking even if some historical actor on the market is there for years. Even if they have less links, if they have good quality of links, they will rank. So pay attention to quality, but definitely you need links.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Google was founded on. I mean, that was the whole...
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So you can't bullshit. You can't be bullshitting by saying you don't need links. So you need to get them from perhaps now from I will say websites that are linked to your topic. You can't just build some links. Let's say you are selling tires online. I think it's not valuable to get links from websites selling diapers. You're not talking about the same thing, so it might not be good to get these type of links. You should have some, but not all of your links.
Relevant, yeah.
Yep.
Do you have any other questions? Do you have
I'm checking Twitter right now. Make sure you go on Twitter and use hashtag #SearchTalkLive to get your questions in for the CEO and founder of OnCrawl, François Goube, joining us all the way from France. Now, just to kind of touch on, because I love taking notes during the show, and as you were speaking on the kind of last, you said Google black boxes. Can you kind of identify what you mean by that and what that is?
Well, I mean, all the ranking factors which are in Google algorithms, they are not public. You can't access a list of all their ranking factors, but there are their algorithms are some of the best kept secrets of our times, but they have guidelines, they publish patents, so that we can understand what type of ranking factors are getting more important in Google algorithms. So by having access and by computing all your website's data, and by computing other types of data like your net linking profile, you might be able to understand how Google is ranking a particular page on top of another page. So by combining all these type of data, and especially looking at your log files, you might be able to unlock a box where the secret of Google algorithm is kept. So that's what I mean by saying Google black boxes.
Got you. Now, we actually did have a listener question come in through email. Gabriel sent us a question for Francois, and he is asking, is there any data that is more important than the others? And should you be paying attention to certain specifics data in your analytics more than others?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Something we've been working on since a few months is the bounce rate. First, because there are several patents from Google that are leading us to think that there are usage metrics used by Google to rank or to improve their rankings. So, and bounce rate is one of them, as well as the time spent on pages, the number of pages viewed by a user that is coming from organic results. And I think that there might be something behind all the Panda updates with these usage metrics. So having an eye and building a particular dashboard to monitor your usage metrics, bounce rate, time spent on pages, number of page views by SEO visits. There might be here a good idea. And from your analytics, there is something very hard to retrieve, but and very easy if you're using your log files, is to retrieve the exhaustive list of all your active pages. It's very important to do that, because when you manage to segment your active pages, you need to you can understand what type of content are driving traffic, what kind of optimizations you have on these active pages, so you can define what are the common characteristics of these pages. You can understand what kind of optimizations might work better than another. It's very easy to retry from your log files. It's a little bit harder from your analytics. So if you can't access the exhaustive list, you might be aware to check the number of landing pages you have filtered by organic traffic sources. So it might be a great indicator of your SEO performance.
Gotcha. Now, how often is that updated? Is that real-time data that you're getting from OnCrawl?
Yeah. Well, when you push the button, the crawler will do his job. So you need to wait for the crawler to finish his job. So if your website is very big, might take hours or days. And if it's very small, it might take a couple of minutes. And regarding the log files, there are two ways to push your logs on our servers. So there is a way where you will check your you will monitor your logs in real time, but basically a lot of our customers are sending their log files once a day, so it's a day plus one
Gotcha.
checking.
Okay.
And just something here. What is very important when you're looking at your log files for the first time is to check how if Google is fetching pages with redirects or 404. When you are looking at that, you realize that the Search Console is not giving you accurate data about what Google is really seeing when he's fetching your pages, because there might be some old 302 or 301 redirects that are dating back 3 years ago, and Google still know the URL of these pages, and he is still fetching them. And that can be a problem, because what people need to understand is that Google has a type of crawl budget allocated to your website. So that's why you have in your Search Console probably the same amount of pages you have in your exploration statistics. It's the same number of pages that Google is fetching every day. So your role as an SEO is to optimize the crawl budget Google is allocating to you. So you want Google to see the pages with the best value if you're an e-commerce vendor, it's your product pages, because there might be the page which are selling the most. If you're a publisher, you might want Google to crawl frequently your headlines. So it's very important to keep an eye on that. And when you are combining the data with the crawl data, you can spot as well what we call orphan pages. An orphan pages is a page which does not have a link within your website structure. It might be if you're an e-commerce vendor, it might be a page with no link from your menu. So an orphan page is a page with no link from your website structure, but a page known by Google and a page frequently fetched by Google. So what it means is that Google is fetching those pages, but as they don't have any links pointing to them, they don't get any popularity. So as they don't get any popularity, chances are they won't rank at all.
Right.
So why are you keeping those pages without any links pointing to them? So you should ask yourself the question. Sometimes, if you are an e-commerce vendor, sometimes you have the product in stock, and sometimes it's out of stock. And if you are using PrestaShop or Magento, they could have set a rule where when the product is out of stock, it's no longer within your linking architecture. And but as Google used to know the URL of these page, they keep on fetching these pages. So you are losing Google time, Google resources on pages that have no value because the products are out of stocks. So you should be aware of that, and you might be surprised by what we found. When you are analyzing websites.
Yeah, I could see where that would come in very useful. I mean, now you're saying that should they 301 redirect those pages if they're out of stock, or should they just 404 them?
Well, it depends on the website strategy and the website and the business constraints. For instance, if someday they are supposed to get these products again, I think just keep the page alive and add a link when the product is back in stock. No problem. But if you know that you won't have the product anytime soon because it's a product from last year collection, for instance, you might want to redirect to a top category or another product that might be similar. It could be a good strategy. Or you can put 410 response. Or you could simply add a no index in your robots.txt to de-index them.
Right.
So it depends on your constraints.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, mine, excuse me if I messed up his name, but he says, I've tested OnCrawl during a free trial. He said it helped to improve his website. Excellent work.
Hey, there you
Just
go.
a comment he got on Twitter.
It works. Very cool. Very cool. Very nice. Remember, you can get your questions in using hashtag #SearchTalkLive as we are winding down on the show.
Yeah, we got about 12 minutes.
Yeah, with CEO and founder of OnCrawl, François Goube. Now, kind of as we're winding down, as far as one of the questions I love to ask, is what do you see moving forward as we're closing out 2016? Kind of what should we be focusing on, watching for? What kind of trends are you seeing as far as we move into 2017 as an SEO? And what kind of should be our focus, or is there anything we should be looking out for?
Well, let me give you some exclusive content here.
I like exclusive.
You heard it first here.
Yeah, we've seen for all our customers from the US, we've seen since a few months a rise of the crawl frequency of JavaScript and CSS resources of websites. And what that means, and what we are believing, is that as Google is fetching more frequently JavaScript and CSS resources, there might be because they are trying to interpret how you are presenting content, as a lot of websites are based on top of AngularJS or Ember.js, famous JavaScript frameworks. Google is trying to better index these type of websites. So if I were an SEO who had scripted links but with JavaScript, I should erase them very quickly, because I think Google is trying to interpret all types of JavaScripts. So there might be some shift within the Google algorithms regarding the use of JavaScript to hide some type of contents, or to script links, or to block Google to index part of your website. So I think that at the rise of the crawl frequency of such resources is very significant. I think they might be preparing something on this. We all know that Google is trying to interpret JavaScript, but something is happening on this. And the second thing, just to finish on that first topic,
sure.
You need to pay attention to all your loading times. You need to keep an eye on all your payload. Google used to interpret only the loading time of your DOM, so the rough HTML code. This is how the loading time is computed in the Search Console. Mm-hmm. But if you're looking at the whole payload of a page, you need to download all CSS resources or JavaScript so that the page can be presented in a browser. And I think that Google is trying to understand if a website is slow or fast by interpreting all resources. So as loading time might have an impact on your rankings, you should pay attention to your external resources, your JavaScript, your CSS.
Yeah, and don't block any of that stuff either, because if it can't load it, it's not going to properly understand your page. Yeah,
you're totally right. And the second thing is that we, as we are monitoring as well a lot of rankings to check our own strategy, we saw that as Google released back in 2012 the knowledge graph, mm-hmm. We are seeing a rise of a better understanding of named entities. A named entity can be your first name, your last name, your organization, the mm-hmm. brand of your shoes, whatever, any facts or anything that can be interpreted by a computer, such as Google became very smart at understanding that if you are talking about a movie called Titanic, there might be Leo DiCaprio somewhere linked that page, and if you are talking about a product, they might be very good at understanding you are talking about the iPhone 7 Plus, the Samsung Galaxy Tab. XYZ. So you should pay attention on where you are putting that kind of named entities. In which HTML tags you are putting them with pages. Because to put them in H1 or H2 HN tags might be a good idea, because Google is better and better at understanding that type of things.
Yeah.
And the point here is they are very good at understanding that if you are talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger, you might be talking about Terminator or Governor or the Senator of California.
Yeah.
You know, and so they know the relationships between named entities.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to rank on Arnold Schwarzenegger, you might be talking about Terminator as well. You might be talking about Conan as well.
Yeah.
So the co-occurrency of named entities that are linked might help you to rank higher on these type of keywords.
Yeah.
So that's what we on this side, we are making a lot of research, and we released, I think 2 or 3 days ago, toolbox.oncrawl.com, where you have an entity detector. So you can put a URL or some text, and we will be able to extract all the named entities of your pages. So.
Gotcha.
To test it out. It's free.
Very cool.
Yeah, we are out of time, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I wish we could finish. Yeah, we want to thank you for being on the show, man. It's really great to have you on. And
thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, so much information. That was good stuff.
It's good to get the perspective from the other side of the world, basically.
Yeah, right. No, absolutely awesome. We appreciate it, Francois. Great information, a lot of good insight. I know our listeners, I took a lot away from it. I know our listeners did, but once again, we appreciate you joining us. We're eating into your night here, but we appreciate you joining us and sharing your knowledge and your insight.
Yeah, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks a lot, guys.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Awesome.
Yeah, guys, before we wrap this up, I want to tell this real quick. This is awesome. I told you I got Google Home the other day. I was playing around with it. I've got lights now. My lights come on when I say turn on certain lights in the house. And the other day, or yesterday actually, I go, play the latest episode of Search Talk Live. Bam, it was on it, and it played the last episode. I was like, whoa, this is cool. I love it.
Well, there you go. If you got Google Home, go ahead. Anytime you're at home, just want to listen to us, tell it to play our episodes.
There you go.
Very cool stuff. And I'm really glad we got to anytime we can work in Arnold Schwarzenegger into the conversation is awesome.
Yeah.
Conan the Destroyer.
It's great to hear from Francois.
One of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah, it was good information you shared with us today.
Awesome.
Share it on social media, guys. Get us on searchtalklive.com. Follow us on Search Talk. Catch us on Sprecher. We'll be sharing the show after the show. And
yeah, right. Yeah, if you missed any part of today's show, which was an awesome episode, go to searchtalklive.com. It's on there, previous shows, or you can go to Sprecher and check it out there. Of course, we tweet it out after the show at Search Talk Live. Go ahead and follow us. That way you can get everything that we're putting out, which is all of our previous shows, upcoming shows, latest information, and news. We always love to share industry news and insight as well. So, go follow us and check us out. Yeah,
we won't have a show next week.
No,
we are having a holiday off. But the following week, who do we have here?
We have Lloyd Martin.
Who is it?
Expert SEO copywriter, Heather Lloyd Martin.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's going to be a great show.
She is the one that wrote the article about the top 15 podcasts to listen to.
Yeah, included us on there. We really appreciate that.
Very humble to that.
Yes, absolutely.
But thanks for listening, guys. We will. How much time we got? We got a couple minutes.
Yeah,
So
we hope everybody has a wonderful and happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, absolutely. Got a little taste of that today, didn't we?
Man, I'm stuffed. So, no, really good stuff. We thank you so much for listening and supporting the show. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
This is something we really enjoy doing. Love having all of the industry experts like Francois on the show to share their insight. If you have missed any show or just want to go back and listen to more shows, or you really want to know, or maybe you caught the last 5 minutes of this show and said, well, this sounds okay, go check out searchtalklive.com. Go to previous shows. We have something for everybody. Social media, SEO, digital marketing as a whole. I mean, we've even had shows about content writing, content marketing.
Yeah,
we've had everything.
The one thing we haven't had is SEO writing, and which is we're going to talk about when we come back from our vacation. Yeah.
So make sure you check us out. Remember, next Tuesday, no show.
Yeah.
Go if you really miss us, go back and listen to a previous show next Tuesday. But then the following week we'll have the Miss Heather Lloyd Martin.
Again, thank you guys for your support. We'll see you next week.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Search Talk Live is a presentation of the Robert Palmer family of companies.